Good afternoon. This is Eric Miscoll with EMSNOW here at IPC Apex 2019 in San Diego. Catching up with Juan Arango from Koh Young here this afternoon. Juan, thanks for stopping by. Last time we spoke was at SMTAI in Chicago last year. You guys were having a rip-roaring year then, so why don't you bring us current? How did the year end for you?
Well, we thought Q3 was a great quarter with 98 machines, and Q4 turned out to be 132 machines. We sold over 400 machines. We beat China 3 out of the 4 quarters. Koh Young America had an outstanding year.
You sold, but then you installed too, right?
We have to install. That's always the challenge.
Yeah, and so you got a heck of an organization around that then as well.
Absolutely. So we call it our service and support group. We call it like a mounter company because we have 34 support engineers. And I've got recs for 7 more this year.
Okay. So now, most of the growth was AOI?
Yes. When we planned the year, because we're so strong on the SPI, we're really not expecting that big a growth. Although we planned for 8, and we did 19% growth on SPI.
On the SPI. And now a lot of that, where was that regional? Now you're the Americas, obviously. You say we beat Asia, we beat China, but is that mostly Mexico?
It used to be a 50-50 Mexico split, but last year Mexico was almost 55%. Our growth, especially in third and fourth quarter, was Mexico.
Okay, and that's indicative of what it was, of that split. This year, though, you have what's called the pin machine.
Correct.
Tell us about that.
So the pin machine is another variation of an AOI. They change the angles that we project, and it's basically for junction boxes. We need to make sure that the pin position, spacing, and alignment meets what it's going to mate with.
Okay.
So it's a unique application that was driven by a customer need, and this year that's what's going to be our growth. As AOI will continue to grow because we don't have the 50% market that we do on SPI, but the pin should contribute very nicely to our growth in 2019.
And is that particular industry sectors? Is that more automotive?
Primarily automotive, junction boxes.
Yeah.
But now we're looking at industrial as well.
Okay.
It's just whoever has headers, pins, fork pins, things like that,
right.
Somebody's inspecting by their eye, and then when it doesn't mate, then somebody's got to go fix it.
And would your expectation be kind of almost the same split within Mexico and the U.S.?
No.
Because there's so much in Mexico. Right?
We think that Mexico will be bigger than their contribution will be bigger in 2019 than it was in 2018.
Relative to the pin machine or just overall?
Yeah, the bulk of the pin machine most likely will be in Mexico.
Okay.
We have several large automotives in the U.S., but some of them were not in their AOI AVL.
Okay.
What we expect is, since this is such a different machine, we will get a shot at those that were not on the AVL because a pin AVL doesn't exist.
I see. Okay, very good. Now, with all this activity going on, you're also moving, not personally, but kind of corporate-wise.
So in August, we expanded in Mexico, and we have almost 4,000 square feet, additional demo room and training room to go along with our reps' demo and training room. But in the U.S., we expanded the footprint in San Diego. Our KIRA, Koh Young Research America, doubled in space, and they now have a lab and demo room and training room that will be convenient for the West Coast. But having them in San Diego made no sense to keep it in Arizona, so we're going east. And in March, we're opening the office in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. And that should be a good positioning.
We think it'll be very central. 70% of our customer base is east of the Mississippi. And such a good hub for an airport makes it very easy for people to take direct flights. Exactly. Especially when the weather is like it is today. Well, here it's nice, but in the Midwest and Northeast, too many flight cancellations.
Right.
So,
oh, this is all very good news.
This is exciting times.
It was a great year, and it portends well for 2019 for you.
It looks just as good.
Yeah. Well, we wish you continued success, and we'll catch up later in the year at another show, hopefully.
You got it.
Juan,
good to see you, Eric.
Thank you, sir.